welcome back to Love and Romance Tarot Readings. I'm super excited for today's pick a card. Today we're going to see how attractive are you 1 to 10. Listen, I'm a BFFR, okay? I'm going to be for real with today's reading, but it's going to be a good time. We're going to get into all the qualities that people like about you and how they see you as well, so it'll be helpful in that way. And yeah, we're just going to do a fun reading today. So my Etsy shop is in the description. If you'd like a private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. Other than that, you can pause the video if you need more time with the piles. You can always pick more than one pile for all of my readings. We have group 1 with the blue stone, and we'll be using the Mermaid Tarot. Group 2 with the yellow stone, and we'll be using the Steampunk Tarot. Group 3 with the red stone, and we'll be using the Gilded Tarot Royale. And then group 4 with the pink stone, and we'll be using the Crystal Visions Tarot for group 4. So pause the video if you need more time, but we're just gonna get started. 1 to 10. All right, if you chose group 1 with the blue stone and the Mermaid Tarot, this is your reading. Now I'm gonna be for real today, okay? 1 to 10. What's your rating? Now I am a Cancer, so I'm generally a little bit soft, so it ain't gonna be bad. But let's see, Spirit. This is for group 1. Group 1 with the blue stone. Show me the energy of group 1. Who am I reading for today? Show me that person. So we got Scorpio right away that wanted to jump out. And immediately I'm feeling this to have to do with your communication or like your Venus placement. You may have Scorpio in your Mercury placement in your astrology chart or your Venus. We also got Pisces. We're getting a lot of water energy here. We got Scorpio and Pisces that have came out. Scorpio is the last placement in the zodiac. So you guys may be more evolved than your friends. People may have told you at a young age that you were wiser. And tapping into your energy, group 1, that's so funny that I felt the scorpionic energy in your Mercury, because I don't feel like it was necessarily wiser. I feel like it's all this water in the right placements in your chart that allows you to read people like this, where it's like other people have to read like the 48 Laws of Power or the Art of Seduction to learn how to understand people. With you, it's always been internal. It's always been instant. It's always been seamless. It's like you just feel it. And we have Uranus, which rules Aquarius. And Aquarius, that placement in the zodiac, typically like rules technology and evolution, pushing of the envelope. So I feel like you have always gotten a lot of downloads since you were younger. You may have had a few experiences where it's like you say out loud what someone is thinking in their head, like literally. Because there's something here about you kind of being a funnel for universal energy, you kind of being a funnel for information, and it just synthesizes. It's very matter of fact. You would never have to go out of your way like, oh, what does this person want? Like, I feel like you guys read people very, very easily, very naturally. And also you just kind of always know what to say. It's like, okay, if it's not something that you're picking up on with this Uranian energy coming up, it's like something the universe is connecting to you or giving to you. And Uranus, you know, we do have that here. Uranus is the planet of change, planet of evolution, sudden, random change, synchronicity, serendipity. So people may find you random. When you were younger, or if you're still young, like in school, you probably had a lot of random outfits. Your parents are probably just like, yeah, they do that. Because you were really like, no, I'm showing up to the Taco Tuesday in my princess outfit and my little princess heels, like just very random, mixing colors, fabrics, textures, patterns even. I'm also picking up on an energy of your room being really cool and your room being like your safe haven. I feel like something about your room may be trippy or like conventionally what people desire. So like a room that you could put on like a reel, post on Instagram, post on TikTok, and it would go viral. It would get likes. We have Venus. So there's this very attractive quality to you. A lot of water energy. I feel like this has to do with your rising. You may have your rising in Libra or a planet that's ruled by Venus. But this energy is so strong where it's like you have this allure about you, and it's energetic, truly energetic. So look to your chart and you'll start to decode how you can move in this life for the best possible benefit. Because I'm telling you, group one, especially if you've read book after book after book and it just does not work for you, it's because you don't have to. Your energy does not work that way. You may also benefit from looking into your human design. I haven't gotten too deep into human design, but that'll also give you more information about how you naturally function and your human design and how to manifest things if you're struggling with that. Because for you, honestly, your path to manifestation, it will always be unique. Your path to a relationship will always be unique. You are a very unique person with very unique placements and energy, and your energy works on your behalf. Like I said, it just pops into your head because your energy pulls it out of people. With this Venus energy, it's like everyone crushes on you, even friends. And you may notice that people consider you to be like the only exception. Like say someone would never date like, oh, the jock type, and you're straight up jock, super athletic, super like, you know, traditional. And it's like people just are so attracted to you. And it's like you could pull people that it doesn't even make sense like how you could pull them. And also, you pulling people a lot of time is energetic. So people find themselves like, people probably, I wouldn't be surprised, group one, if you guys have had some trouble with some stalkers, okay? I wouldn't be surprised if you had some trouble with people like following you or becoming obsessed with you or being angry at you or jealous over you for no reason. You could be like sweet, nice, or you could be someone who's totally reserved and introverted. And it's like, still people are just on your body, like all in your energy, want to be all in your head. A lot of people want to play. Okay. We have Uranus and Venus here. So group one, you guys are definitely very attractive, but it's giving dark feminine, dark masculine, a dark attractive energy, a scorpionic and Piscean, like watery type of attraction where it's like emotional attraction to the point where people feel attracted to you like physically from the heart space. It's like they may literally feel a pressure in their chest. Like they have to cross the room and talk to you, or they have to have some sort of interaction with you. And in school age, before people really learn to manage their emotions, this can unfortunately come out where it's like, you know, before people learn that all attention is not good attention, they may, you know, start fights with you, and it's like they really want to kiss, like low key. So yeah, we have Uranus and Venus here. There's a lot of romantic attraction. People have a lot of crushes on you. And I feel like this placement probably eats you up a little bit too. You probably have a lot of crushes and it's like, ugh, can't even help it. Like, and then we have Scorpio and Pisces. So we have the deeper water placements here. Pisces definitely far in terms of evolution. Pisces is ruled by Neptune. So you could be very dreamy, or you could be like a dream. You could have like ethereal or alien-esque features as well. Think like, I always get their names mixed up so bad. I think it's Holly Bailey. The one who is Little Mermaid. You know how her eyes are like more slim, but they're wide set, and then they kind of like widen up in the middle, but they slim out at the end and they look slender at the same time. Think her like, I don't really watch too much TV anymore, so I don't even know like what actor to even compare you to, but you know, just think of, or like FKA Twigs, if you've ever heard of her. Or Tinashe is probably like the lower octave of FKA because she's not all the way expressive in that way. She's still more pop. But those kind of archetypes where it's like, ooh, you have a little bit, you may be a switch, you know, there may be something about you that kind of switches from aesthetic to aesthetic. Right now, you guys are looking very attractive and uncontrollably attractive. I want to say a solid 9. Let's see what else we get. And listen, I'm gonna be for real. I'm not, listen, if we get a pile today and Spirit's like, listen, they're trash, I'm gonna tell them. I'm not doing this. I'm not lying to y'all today. or any day for that matter, but especially not today. All right, we got the Gossip card, the Alchemist, and the Engineer. So the Engineer, you're the person that people always go to. Very smart, could be very book smart. For some of you, it could just be that your parents are like really strict about your education. So it could be that you didn't even want to get into certain things, like, but because your parents are crazy about education, it could be that. I feel like you guys could be really successful in like robotics or on more of an interpersonal level, like Mach UN. You may have done that in school, or you may be in school considering that. My school had a Mach UN, which is just like Mach United Nations. Basically, you get a country, you research that country, you advocate for that country, you come up with a plan, but you know, very smarticles, okay? We have the Gossip card. So listen, chismosa. You are someone who has like everybody's tea. You may have a very trusting face. And it's like literally you're getting your life and gossiping about people right after they give you the tea. It may even not be that you're super trusting, especially with someone with this, because it's like, bro, something about your energy. It's like a switch. It's like you can switch into two different versions of yourself very seamlessly, and it's low-key kind of scary. And some people are into it. Some people may be afraid. Your energy is very intense, though. I can tell you that, group 1. So if you struggle with, like, you know, people ghosting, it's honestly probably an energetic thing more than anything. The Engineer says the ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. In the workplace, you may have created something that still gets used to this day in that company, or gets used by multiple stores. You may have been a part of, like, you know, something that is implemented like company-wide. And then we have this Gossip card. It says, awakens the consideration for the feelings of others and honoring trust. But that's in a light aspect. In a shadow aspect, it says, thrives on the power of passing private or secret information and betraying confidences. So it's like, listen, I'm telling you, there's like a switch energy. It's like, you could be Lindsay. You could be Regina. Okay? What was her name in that movie? It wasn't Lindsay. Lindsay Lohan. I'm talking about Mean Girls, though. So it's like, listen, it depends on, you get what you give. Okay? That's what it comes down to for you, group 1. And then we have the Alchemist. So you guys have a lot of creative energy. You're probably always creating, or at least always wanting to create. What you have to remember is there is a light and shadowy aspect to everything. So if you're someone who's like, in terms of your human design, if you're a manifester or a generator, but you're in a low point in your life, then this could be shadowy, where it's like analysis paralysis. You feel stuck and you have a long period of time where you create like absolutely nothing. Even though you have all of these ideas, you may even keep ideas in like your notes app. That may be how many ideas you get on the daily. But definitely an alchemist, someone who can transmute anything, someone who can go into a kitchen and come out with a meal. You know, even if someone says like, I don't really have anything, you could come out with something. The Alchemist says transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. Now, when this comes to relationships, group 1, you do transmute your partners. So like I said, I was picking up on a little bit of an energy, like you guys may experience ghosting, or, you know, people can be very intimidated by your energy, but also this can kind of easily turn into the teacher archetype, where you help people transform and then they move on their journey. Or with that Scorpio Pisces energy, there could be this deep level of resonance that people cannot experience anywhere else. So your exes may always come back. I mean, exes that you wouldn't even consider to be exes. They always come back because they quite literally need you. There's something about people having a dependence on you, group 1, even your parents, I feel. Even your parents. You may have been the kid that the parents always asked, you know, for advice, and it's like, I'm literally 12. Spirit, what else can you tell us about them? We have the 5 of Wands in reverse. So you only move when you're ready. And I feel like it was very different when you were younger with the Uranus and Venus energy. That's someone who's all about pleasure, someone who's all about change and experiencing new things. But as you've grown in life, Five of Wands doesn't work for you anymore. That hectic, chaotic energy, you may have an outlet for it now. Or as you grow and evolve, you'll likely find an outlet for that energy where it's like, okay, I don't even know. It depends on your preference. Like whatever your method of channeling is, you may have like something like, oh, I go to the casino once a month, you know, because it's like an area where you can experience, you know, like risk and you can get that thrill. Or I go to amusement parks, you know, that may be your thing. Or I go on like crazy challenging hikes. Like, you know, there's some sort of, you've had to find something, or you will find something later in life to help channel that energy, because again, these are placements that can feel really good but will eat you up because everything has a shadow element. So like the shadow element of Venus could be ghosting, it could be catching something, okay, listen, all right, it could be gambling away all your funds, so it can be very shadowy. So I feel like you've learned through life, yeah, Knight of Swords, how to communicate better with the Knight of Swords. And you also come across much more balance. I feel like you've realized yourself how much power you have and how much magnetism and attraction you have. So you don't show that version of yourself, that sweet, sweet version of yourself right away. And by sweet, I don't mean kind. I just mean sweet as in like, that Venus energy, like this is tasty. I'm like that thing that can get people addicted. I don't feel like you allow people to do that, or you won't the later on you go in life, because you start to realize like, okay, having people who are always trying to track me down or obsessed with me is not good for me. So I feel like through life, you'll come across as more mature, but I'm telling you, whoever marries you, group one, is going to hit the lotto. It's going to be like hitting the lottery, because they're not even going to know how much is held inside of you. And that's also in a shadow way, okay? They're going to release the Kraken, because once they really get to know you and once they give you that commitment, you're going to let that Scorpio, listen, Scorpio can't hide, crazy self. You're going to let out those more wilder aspects, or that Uranian down for whatever wild and crazy aspect, but like within reason, like only on vacation, or only after we've been in a relationship for a certain period of time, because it's just too good. You know, people get addicted. And you also may have just learned to reserve yourself in the beginning so that people don't get so much benefit, so that they're not entitled. You guys may have been weirdly controlled, like your friendships wanted to control you, or your parents wanted to control you. Oof, I'm picking up into some shadowy energy with a pretty little girl with dark curly hair. And it's like something about, I feel like it was your dad, but something about your parents would like literally take you around the family as if you were like the prize golden trophy, and they would dress you up all cute and then parade you around at functions or at church or wherever. I'm gonna get off of that because that can get shadowy quick, but just creating this unrealistic expectation of you when you were younger, I feel like was a problem. You guys are still giving high 9 energy. And the only thing that's honestly making me reluctant to say 10 is just because I know how shadowy this can be. So for some of you, it's going to be like, yeah, I do have all of those qualities, but my journey was very different because of where I was in life at the time. But we have the 4 of Pentacles in reverse and the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. You guys may choose later in life to live more of a solitary life, which is so interesting because I feel like you guys were very, very popular at a young age. Unless you like denounced it, unless you were to be like, I don't like all this attention, so you went out of your way to dress more turned down or to look more turned down, to be more introverted because you didn't like the attention. If you liked the attention or benefited from it, you may have leaned into it, and then later in life you're moving into a place where you're more solitary, like, yeah, I'm fine having less friends, I'm fine with less people around. Yeah, 3 of Pentacles in reverse, 4 of Pentacles in reverse is like you've had to divest in a lot of people and things and places. I can't go to the club. You know what? I'm hearing, I gotta watch my back because I'm not just anybody, and I'm not hearing the Drake one. I'm hearing the original Aaliyah version, where she's talking about you know, wanting to get with somebody, but she's like, listen, are you responsible? And we know what that means. Like, are you going to listen? Because I got to watch my back. I'm not just anybody. She's essentially talking about being trapped, you know, with a child. And that may be something that you quite literally experienced, where it's like people wanted to trap you or have this weird sense of ownership over you. I keep seeing the Wizard Liz too. You may watch her on YouTube. But she has talked about her journey in some of her videos, and, you know, just being like this little doll, gorgeous, cute. She even posted like some pictures of her in high school, and it was very much so giving pretty. It was very much so giving effortless. It was very like, you know, but you may have a similar experience, even if you've never watched her stuff. We have the Page of Cups in reverse and the Moon in reverse. So throughout life, you just get more and more sure of yourself. And I feel like as time goes on, people become more and more intimidated by you, because before, people could tell that you didn't know your value, but they did. So they were like frantically around you, trying to get you to show up to their parties, trying to get you to be a part of their friend group, believe in their idea, or go with da-da-da, be paraded wherever. And as you become more aware, listen, you could have become like, you could have became evil, okay? You may have had a villain arc, or you may be often tempted towards a villain arc because of, as the years goes on, your revelation becomes deeper and deeper about what you experience, and you realize like, yo, I didn't know, but they knew. They knew. That's going to take some time for you guys to get through. We got the Queen of Wands again, heavy manifesting energy. The Queen of Wands is very creative and very attractive. She has so much personal power. Queen of Wands can do anything and look good while doing it. We have the Knight of Wands in reverse, the Emperor in reverse, and the Queen of Cups in reverse. I like this, Emperor in reverse with the Queen of Cups. That means not only in relationships do you put yourself first, but that also means you don't tell yourself no as much anymore. You allow yourself to live, to be, you know. You don't have to get all done up for everybody else's experience anymore. You'll dress for you. You'll be in your own head and have a good time by yourself. So a lot of character development through your life, but I feel like there's a shadowy aspect to it, or just like a sad element to it, because it's like a lot of it came through harsh lessons and people, you know, trying to use you and you having to overcome all of that. Solid 9 out of 10 group 1. That's what I got for you. My Etsy shop is in the description if you'd like a private tarot reading, and that is where you can find me. But that's what I got for you today. I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose group 2 with the Yellowstone and the Steampunk Tarot, this is your reading. I'm gonna be for real, okay? How attractive are you, 1 to 10? What are people drawn to about you? How do people see you? Spirit, this is for group 2. Group 2 with the Yellowstone. Show me who picked group 2. What is their energy? Ooh, we got Jupiter right away. So in terms of archetypes, you guys probably often show up as the ideal partner, or dang, I don't even remember all the archetypes off the top of my head, but I want to say one of them is like the charmer. Something about you seems very fourth house, seems very forever partner material, seems very idealistic, very idyllic. Like you are the person that the majority of people want. You are like the ideal feminine archetype or the ideal masculine archetype for whatever people are looking for today. And it's a tightrope because, you know, everybody wants to feel that attraction, that passion, but they also want to feel like they're with a genuine, caring person. So to appear that way inauthentically can be very hard. So we got Jupiter coming out for you right away. Let's see what else comes through. But you definitely seem like, you know, the ideal partner. We got the Sun that jumped out, masculine energy, life-giving energy. There's also this kind of father archetype coming out with you. And then we have Earth that wants to jump out. You guys may spend a lot of time with Earth. You could be an Earth sign or have an Earth sign like in your Venus placement in terms of how people see you in relationships, or your Mars placement, how you take action. But yeah, there's this father archetype coming out with you. Jupiter kind of gets this father archetype a little bit, more so Saturn, but Jupiter gets it too. But it also gives like husband material specifically. So you could be a feminine that people try to live off. Oh no, spirit. Don't irritate me today, okay? I don't want to do that kind of reading today. But stuff like that just triggers me so bad. I gotta be honest, like you'll notice, like it naturally triggers me. I do not like masculines living off of feminines or anyone living off of feminines. It's just something that very naturally, nonsensically triggers me. Doesn't even make sense. I don't have personal, well, maybe one personal experience, but not really. And it just doesn't make sense, but it triggers me so bad. I'm sorry if you guys had to experience that. You do not deserve that. But we have Jupiter here in the sun, so people do see you as very life-giving and necessary. People form very strong attachments, specifically attachments. A lot of times maybe even based on obsession, but attachments to you, like they need you. They feel like you are a foundational piece in their life. And it's weird because tapping into your energy right away, I'm feeling like you have this one that got away energy, but it's like once people secure you, they don't know what to do. They're like looking at you in the eye with a smile on their face, just happy to be there, but they don't know how to maintain a relationship with someone like you. So you may have experienced that as well, where it's like, okay, you can secure a relationship, but the relationship can like, well, people may grow to resent you, to feel like they can't ever live up to what you expect of them. And you may not even have those expectations over people. It could all be perceived. Spirit for group 2. So far, personally, I would say we're at least at an 8 rating because there is a lot of like the aspects that people don't have in them. Like we have Leo coming up. You guys have true charisma. It's very natural. And like to be the ideal partner, like the person that most people would say, yes, that person is someone I would like to be with. That person is someone who would be a good partner. We're at a baseline of 8, a minimum for group 2 so far. Unless something comes out that's just crazy, you guys are probably going to get a pretty high rating today. But yeah, we have Leo. So you guys love, it's like work hard, play hard. You guys may really love attention. You may love to be observed. You may like when people have crushes on you. You may know that you get a higher amount of attention than most people. And to be honest, you may eat it up. You may even have pitted love triangles against each other when you were younger before you learned to anchor this energy. Or that may have been a dynamic that you just unconsciously dealt with in your life experience. We have Jupiter, we have Earth here, Earth angel energy, definitely very attractive, someone that people feel like they need. And I really feel like people aren't the same after a relationship with you. And a lot of people like to say that today, but it's just like everything is kind of perfect to the nines. It's like you come over to my house, it's going to be a vibe. Or you invite me to an event, it's going to be a vibe. Like I'm the person you want to have around. And like I said, people over time start to feel like they need you, like they cannot live without you. And it may turn a little, listen, it may start getting crazy. Spirit for group 2, show me this person. Who is this? How do people see them? We have the Prince energy. You guys are getting a lot of masculine archetypes today. It says romantic charm, literally very charming, very charismatic. It says romantic charm and potential for power, which is very interesting. So you guys may sit in this middle ground in life where it's like, okay, I'm able to provide for myself without too much obligation. But if you wanted to, you probably really could be like famous for some way or another. You're very naturally charming. You naturally tap into what people need in the moment or what people are looking for from a partner or in life. You show up as the ideal partner, the person that most people would say, yeah, this would be a great person to marry. And like I said, in a shadowy aspect, you may deal with people putting you on a pedestal that even you can't live up to. But you do have the potential for power. So you may be on the rise at this point, specifically in your life. You may be in your come up era where you're starting to gain popularity and you're starting to also know who you are. Oh my God, here we go. We got the Destroyer coming out, which is giving me like Plutonian energy. You may have a lot of Pluto energy in your chart, a lot of Pluto activation. The Destroyer, it says releasing what is potentially destructive and preparing for new life. The shadow attribute of the Destroyer, though, says intoxication with destructive power and destroying others' dreams or potential. So listen, all these definitely look like that. You guys literally may take yourself out of people's lives as the final like blow. Like that is your trump card, literally just leaving people's lives. You don't have to stir up drama and do the most. Literally that person not having access to you is the most heartbreaking thing that they could ever go through. And for a lot of people it is. A lot of people like look back at their time with you and they're so disappointed in how they acted and how they fumbled. And with you, you may change your number, you may change your address, you may be serious about your block game. It's like, not only am I going to block you, you will literally never speak to me again. Like literally. And you mean it. So you have the ability to build people up, but you have the ability to just destroy them. Again, Jupiter, 4th house energy, you take away their livelihood. People may somehow lose money if they stop dealing with you. You may be plugged into different opportunities or ways to make money, or it could be an energetic thing where it's like, as soon as people stop dealing with you, all of a sudden they're losing their money, or they have their glow down era where they lose it all. We have Leo here, so it's like you can build people up. You can make them feel like, oh, you are the sexiest thing on planet Earth. Make them feel so confident and wonderful, and then just absolutely drag them by their edges, by their lace front, all the way to Hades. Like, it's very much so, you can get the angel or you can get the demon. And again, with that Sun card, life-giving energy, it's just when you come into people's lives, immediately they start having luck and positive experiences. They're on the up and up. And before they know that that's associated with you, they may, oh, what? No, I'm on the rise. Like, I'm all about me. I'm doing my thing, da-da-da. Next thing you know, you're like, okay, you gracefully bow out, and now they're down and out, and they're like, oh my God, I always wanted to talk to you. I'm sorry. Now what? And the opportunity is completely off the table. And that's the worst thing that you could ever do. And it just like people, oof, that sucks, bro. I feel like, can I give you guys a high rating? I mean, it doesn't mean that you use these powers, but you have the potential to be a terror, okay? We have the Mediator. It says gifts for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life. So you guys are really good at strategy, really analytical. And it says respect for both sides of the argument, giving me a little bit of Gemini energy, this dualistic way of thinking. Perspective, maybe something you really offer in relationships, and it's like people, you know, they're pissed about something that someone did, and the way you're able to package things together, it almost makes people feel like they're literally better off, like fresh, they just lost a job and they feel like a millionaire after you come to them with that perspective. So you could be really good with words. You may be into etymology, you may be into symbology, that kind of stuff. Also, maybe even some ancient, maybe you've studied ancient languages or hieroglyphs, anything like that. Spirit, tell me more about group 2. Solid 8 energy here. Solid 8. And a lot of potential, but I just don't see that creativity that's really like, oh yeah, I'm going to make it a 10. You may really suffer when it comes to perfectionism. I was getting, you know, we did have the earth energy before. I was feeling a little bit of Virgo energy. So you may be too hard on yourself to really like project yourself, or it may seem like, because if you're going to do it group 2, you're going to do it again to the nines. It's going to be with the perfect execution and precision. So you can't just dress up. It's like, no, I'm going to eat down. I'm going to serve like I am Miss Hadid herself. So no, I'm not gonna, look cute because there's no in between for me. I'm either gonna eat down or I'm not. And then it's like, oh, people want to say like, oh, you're too full of yourself, so that may be why you water yourself down. Or maybe you get too hard on yourself during the process, so it's hard for you to be more creative. But again, with the Prince, it's like you have so much potential for power that I feel like it's just under all of these layers and layers. So if you work on that, if you work on peeling back those deeper layers and going further into authenticity, you could easily be like an 11 out of 10, because the ideal lover is already someone who comes across as like a 10 out of 10 because of how much of a hot commodity they are, like societally. But we read between the lines over here, okay? Let's see what else we got. So you guys aren't into drama. With the Ace of Wands, you're all about your own, personal happiness, your own personal achievement. You guys could be very competitive, or you could even kind of, there's a bite to you, like when it comes to in the workplace, like there's an energy of, it is kind of all about me. I mean, okay, so who are we going to pay attention to then? You guys are boring. Like when you do it to perfection. So yeah, it is all about you, because who else is it going to be about? Ain't nobody doing it like you. So I get it. I'm telling you, I understand group 2, but you may struggle to play nice with others. Okay. I'm teetering. I want to go to a 7, cool 7-5, but I'm going to keep you at the 8. You have so much potential, but you got to sort out this energy, like, because I feel like it's even a lot for you. You may feel that you're just at the whim to your own emotions at times, and you may really struggle with that. So it's like, yeah, that ain't hot, that's not hot. Bite, chewing people out or being overly competitive, yeah, I'm gonna have to, okay, listen, 7.75, okay, how about that? Compromise. We have the 10 of Swords in reverse and the 3 of Wands in reverse. Your energy can be very intense and chaotic and hectic, and it can be, like a good thing, like, oh, manic pixie dream girl, but it can also be like neurotic, like, no, stay away from that person when they have that away look and they're, pacing. It can also be like, okay, that's actually too much. We have the King of Swords in reverse. It's so interesting because I feel like you tone yourself down quite a bit for other people, but it creates this like internal resentment that may be very hard for you to anchor, because we have the King of Swords in reverse that just flew out. So it's like, I don't even do nothing to nobody. I could be way worse. I could show up way worse. And I feel like it's energetic then, like people can just sense your intensity or your internal discourse. So it's like, even if you present as harmless, you look kind, you look da-da-da, people can still feel like, nah, there's something brewing underneath that surface that's not kind, that's ready to bite. It may even be shown like in your quickness to cut people off. We have these 2 cards that I wanted to flip over. King of Pentacles and the 8 of Wands. You know who you are. And 8 of Wands, like if you're not satisfied, you will leave. And you'll leave with a twirl, okay? You'll leave fabulously. But then there's this time where you're like, ugh, another one bites the dust, like another era, another connection, another friend group that did me dirt. And I'm like, okay, is it them? Group 2? Because I am sensing a little bit of unanchored, chaotic energy, and it can be so powerful. Like we need that energy. We need the chaotic energy of the fire and all of the atoms bouncing off of each other, making it bigger so that we can cook our food, so that we can function, so that we can have warmth. We need the chaotic energy. Absolutely. We will not survive without chaotic energy. We would not be here without the Big Bang. We need the chaotic energy. We need the collision. But you have to find a balance, and you can even use that energy, all that chaos magic, you can use that to really manifest crazy. But if it's unanchored, like I kind of really do feel like it is now, then you'll get lost in the sauce of it and it'll start to eat you up. So that's the only thing that makes me lower it a little bit. And it's not from like a physically attractive standpoint. It's very much so from an energetic standpoint. It can be too much. We have the Two of Swords and the Sun in reverse. So you guys may feel like you don't know what direction you want to go in. With that Prince, that potential for power, Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck, you may go off of what you're passionate about in the moment. But again, that can lead to like overspending. That can lead to, you know, like shadowy things. That can lead to impulse decisions, one night stands, you know, like things where it's like, okay, I'm losing, or I'm yet again starting over, kicked out of a friend group, and it's like, why? And I really do feel like it's all this energy you have within. I'm gonna go with 7.5. Very hot in terms of how you appear, but also very intense and a bit chaotic, but like the bad chaotic, not gonna lie, but very hot. Okay. We have the 12th house with surrender. We have Sagittarius, the Voyager, and Ascendant with outlook. So with that Sagittarius Voyager energy, there's like this ability for you to regenerate faster than anyone else, which if channeled in the right way will allow you to climb the corporate ladder, or will allow you to go through certain lessons very, very quickly, to climb up in life very quickly if it's a positive thing. But it can be a negative thing if you're actually running. And then we have the Ascendant. So I feel like, you know, you may be running from yourself or trying to appear as crazy as possible so that people don't see you vulnerable or weak. And we have the 12th house with surrender. So it's like crazy that it's coming up from this deck. That Spirit is kind of saying like, this is something that it's just time that we resolve. And then you're going to be like in the top 1% hotties. The subconscious mind, dreams, karma, baggage, trance states, the unseen, spiritual development, Akashic records. This could be something you struggle with from lifetime to lifetime. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys had some sort of crazy story like, yo, I was really there in Salem at the witch trials. And, you know, I would not be surprised if you guys had something like really cool in your Akashic records. But that's what I got for you. Very adventurous, very fun. But also, you know, there's an energy of this is very chaotic. And if harnessed properly, you could be a millionaire. But if it goes unharnessed, then it'll start to eat you up. So that's what I got for you, group 2. I'm going to say cool 7.5, 8. You know, let me give you that extra 8. Okay, 8. And yeah, that's what I got for you. My Etsy's in the description if you'd like a private tarot reading. That is where you can find me, but that is what I got for you today. I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose group 3 with the redstone, this is your reading. How attractive are you? 1 to 10. We are going to see. We're going to be using the Gilded Tarot Royale for you. One of these already flipped over, I think. Look. Okay. Spirit for group 3. Group 3 with the redstone. Show me who that is. Who is group 3? Ooh, right away we have Mercury, the planet of the gods. You guys may favor a goddess or god-like energy. You may seem very attractable. There's something unattainable about you, something about your connection to the ether, something about your connection to other planets. You may genuinely get downloads that most people don't get. like downloads in terms of hardware downloads, so physical level ups, like quick overnight crazy experiences, but also spiritually, mentally, you may have these like quantum leaps where all of a sudden you're able to tap into a whole other realm, or all of a sudden you're able to astral travel, or one of the more intense like spiritual experiences. But it seems like you genuinely know something that nobody else knows. You seem to have this air of knowledge about you that people just want to figure out, like, what is that thing? They cannot put their finger on it. It's like the Rihanna effect. It's never been that Rihanna is the most beautiful person. It's that Rihanna doesn't care. It's that she's Pisces, ruled by Neptune, She has a lot of that kind of like 12th house energy, where it's like, I am who I am, and I quite literally don't even register like the pushes against my boundaries. It does not affect me. And you guys have this similar essence where it's like people cannot figure out what it is. They assume like, oh, it's because you look like this, or because you talk like this. People may even try to call you out. You may have experienced that in friendships when you were younger, like, why are you talking like that, or why are you acting like that? It's fake. And it's like, no, this is who I really am. Sorry that you're boring. Like, people may think you put on a show, or, people can't believe that you're truly like that beautiful, or it's that easy for you to get ready. It may take you 10 minutes to get ready, yet you look like a knockout. Like, and it's like, what is that? Like, barefaced eating down, okay? It's giving very attractive energy. This is the first group today that I felt like you guys may actually get a 10 out of 10. Like, actually, we have Venus that has just come out to complement this mercurial energy. So on top of being someone who already appears like Aphrodite herself in the flesh, already appears like, who knows, in the flesh, we'll pick a god, pick a goddess. It's like, on top of that, I just heard Poseidon, and then I swear to y'all, somebody's guy just said they got that water. Now, do not talk about them like that. Like, you tried it. I don't know where you got to be from. That's like Florida, Georgia culture. Somebody guy said they got that water. I'm actually diseased. But we have Venus here. Listen, it may be like playing with you, maybe like going to the splash pad. Okay, maybe you just got it like that. But we have the Venus energy here. A lot of people are very attracted to you from a sacral-based space. A lot of people feel like you are the piece to complete them. The person that you get put on a pedestal quite a lot. People see you as like that dream girl, dream guy archetype, where they feel like you are the best that I'm going to get in this lifetime. Like, this is what I want. I don't know what that is. It's giving like there's this effect to you that's very Venusian, very much so in alignment with Venus energy, where it's like wearing a filter, but it's energetic. And your energy just disarms people and causes them to naturally move into your direction. Like, it's like a black hole. People can't figure you out. People can't even fully see you or understand you, but they're attracted to you in a way that they cannot avoid. That is so interesting. Very, very attractive energy. Venus coming out is just like, okay, yeah, very conventionally attractive. You could even be quite romantic. We have Scorpio that has just come out. And then we have the sun that just flew out. Okay, so you guys got a good mix of masculine and feminine energy. Scorpio is co-ruled by Pluto. I feel like Scorpio may have been ruled by Mars back in the day, or maybe it still is. But we also have that with this divine masculine sun, life-giving energy. You really are naturally the center of attention. Like, you really are. And the scorpionic energy just intensifies it to that next octave, where it's like, regardless, like, ready or not, here I come. When you enter a building, the mood shifts. And you may have really struggled with this in school age, or if you're still in school, this may be something that you're struggling with. Like, I'm not even going out of my way to get all sorts of attention, but literally all of a sudden I walk in and everybody is turning to see me. Like, it is just natural, and people just kind of sit. People may even stare at you. You may catch people staring at you a lot. But I'm feeling like, I'm telling you, it's giving me the perfect mixed energy. I want to say 10 out of 10 so bad, but we're still so early in the reading that anything could come out. So I don't want to like jump the gun, but I'm like, dang, group 3, your energy is very alluring and attractive. I want to give you guys a 10. Spirit, what else can you tell me about group 3? Who is this? How do people see them? For group 3. Now these cards are quiet, and these are specifically the archetype cards, so it may be really hard to put you in a box, or like I said, there's this like black hole element to you. We can't see black holes. We can see the refractions of light, and we can see the light behind the black hole, but we can't actually see a black hole. We don't have any pictures of a black hole. And people can't understand you. Like I said, the Rihanna effect, like everybody is so attracted to her. Many people are genuinely obsessed with her, don't know why. And it's because it's like literally your energy. Okay. Ooh, you guys are the perfect mix. We have the servant and the slave. So you like to switch roles. You like to be dominant. You like to be, you know, the sub. You like for someone to lead you. Then you like to be in the lead. Like, you go with the flow. You go with time and phases. And also because you have that connection to universal order, because you have that connection to higher levels of understanding, you may feel it like in your spirit, and you may literally know when it's time to let go. So I feel like it's easier for you to let go than other people. And this applies to letting go of control as well. The servant, it says delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. You genuinely give from the heart, and once you give it, it's gone. It's like, okay, if I'm gonna give you $10, I'm gonna let go of the $10 in my head. I'm not gonna expect you to pay me back. If you do, cool. If you don't, I'm not gonna be mad about that for the rest of my life. I'm gonna let it go. You genuinely like to help people and be there for people. So you do take a moment when you can tell that someone's going through it to just be there for them and hold space for them. Oh, you know what? I'm actually realizing the servant and the slave, they're not exact opposite archetypes. They're actually very similar archetypes. And then we have the martyr and the child orphan here. So you guys may have struggled with over service. The slave says surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. So again, there's this connection to these higher realms, to the divine, to spirit, to God, to everything that exists outside of you. And it's like at all times you are in perfect order. You may be really attracted to like the Fibonacci spiral I'm seeing. You may have a Fibonacci spiral necklace, or you may have learned about that in school at some point and thought it was cool. We have the martyr. It says learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. And then we have the child orphan. It says independence based on learning to go at it alone, conquering the fear of surviving. You guys have, you may have one of those stories where it's like, okay, I didn't have my glow up until like after school, till after 18 or 20. I didn't have my glow up until 20. Or you may have grown up with humble beginnings. There's a lot here that you may have had to hide, or that you do hide about yourself, about your journey. There's this energy of wanting to focus on the future and just wanting to be happy. But I feel like your journey of not having as much as other people, or not having much at all, is what completely allowed you to embody the fullest extent of who you are, because that is the only thing that you had guaranteed. No matter where I go, no matter what journey, I have myself. So when I'm out and about and I get in a fight with somebody and now I got to try to find a way home, I got to walk home, the only person on my way from that person's house back to safety, back to my house, is me and my own thoughts. And so times like that really developed that grit within you. You may have had a betrayal early on, or you may have always had to sacrifice yourself for other people. Spirit, tell me more about group 3. It's giving me 10 out of 10. It's giving me 10 out of 10. This is what I couldn't give for group 2 because it's like there's just that extra bit missing for me. And with you, I get a little bit of all of it. It's so real. It's so genuine. Mercury, you're connected to higher realms. Your value on Earth, group 3, is not the same as other places. Let that be validation for you if you feel that way. Like, they don't even know I'm a god. They don't even know I'm a goddess walking amongst them. These people could not see value if it's standing right in front of them. Here I am. Yeah, I resonate with that. I feel that. I feel that for you, group 3. Your value on Earth is not the same as your value in other people's eyes. You may be doing a lot of light work. You may consider yourself a light worker. I feel like you guys have had to be an exorcist, though. I feel like you've had to really, like, go in because people they just start babbling and going crazy when they're dealing with you. It, like, goes 0 to 10. You have the ability to trigger people so bad, and I feel like it's because you see them, you look straight through them, so you expose them. So if there's any demonic attachment, if there's any negative attachment, that demon's like, oh, we're exposed. We got to start going crazy so that this person leaves us alone. But you stand in your power every time, unmoved, and you're powerful. 10 out of 10, honestly. And I'm being for real. 10 out of 10 energy. I see everything. I see Venus. That's the conventional attraction. I see Scorpio. That's the deepness. We got the sun with the masculine life-giving energy, meaning you can do for yourself and do for others. And then I see Mercury, the understanding of all things, a high level of intelligence, the ability to stand in your power as a god or a goddess, imperfect, but still knowing who you are. The Empress, like, literally, you're perfect. To me, you're perfect, group 3. You really are. Spirit. Your cards keep flying off the table as well for you. You guys have a lot of energy. We have the Empress and the Queen of Cups. So a lot of masculine energy, or sorry, a lot of feminine energy coming through now. The Empress is kind of all of it. Whereas the Queen of Cups is a very specific watery or emotional aspect of love, aspect of the Empress. So you guys are very loving and you love people genuinely, not because of what they have in this life, because you've lived without, you know, nothing at times, or very little at times, or not a lot of friends, no interaction, you know, like whatever it was for you that you were missing, you've gone without at some point from something. And that has made you truly look at people for who they are as a person, not, oh, you have this car, so I think that makes you cool. But like, no, you have a dope personality. That's what makes you cool. I feel like you guys don't really care about material things, but Venus can be very material. So maybe it comes to, like, when it comes to your house or your car, those are the places that you really invest in. You want the fuzzy seat covers or the fuzzy, you know, steering wheel, or you want the LED lights in your car, and you want your house to be nice, da da da. That could be where you where you live out that energy. Or with the sun, that could be gift giving. You could spend all your coin on, like, your pets or on birthdays of the few people in your life that you really care about. And you may have literally, like, saved for months, where it's like you haven't even saved to put away some money for a rainy day, but you may have saved for months literally to get one of your friends or someone you care about a nice gift. Very giving, very generous, and very much so, like, listen, when I'm up out of here, I'm up out of here. I'm not carrying nothing with me. I don't care about leaving a legacy. When I'm leaving Earth, child, I'm about to reincarnate in a different constellation, because they don't appreciate me over here. We have the Six of Pentacles. You're always, listen, Six of Pentacles lets me know that wherever you are is where the money resides, is where the success, where the abundance resides. So anytime you betray yourself or cross yourself, anytime you put someone above yourself, you're only kind of hurting yourself, because you need to be anchored in your power. That's where spirit is going to give you all of your gifts. So if you find that you try to apply techniques of certain coaches and they say, oh, this is how you find love, or this is how you make money, and it never works, yeah, that's because Six of Pentacles, the universe works for you. Group 3, don't forget that. The universe works for you. We have the 10 of Wands in reverse. This is not supposed to be a hard life for you beyond what you've already gone through. A lot of you had that humble beginning and that's it. And I think it's good to have that mind state of, I could always be doing better and I could always have more. But to feel like, you don't deserve anything or nothing's going to come because of how you were raised is just totally unfair to yourself. I'm giving you a 10 out of 10, not even joking. You just have everything. You have the grit, you have the charisma, you have the attraction, you have the social element, and you have that connection to the outside and the internal. If anything, I would say your connection with yourself may be a bit weak, and it's probably because for some of you, you don't really associate too much with this earth or with this earthly experience. You may seriously consider yourself to be a starseed, because I get that energy. There's almost like, for some of you, a sense of it isn't safe here, so you don't allow yourself to, attach too much to this earthly experience. So that would be the only thing that would make me, change it. But I'm not going to change it. It's 10 out of 10 energy. We all have flaws. And the only problem that you have is completely in your control. It's your relationship with yourself. So for some of you, you've developed a decent relationship with yourself. Some of you are still working on that, trying to figure out who you are, trying to make sense of it all, but you don't even have to make sense of it. So much information and energy channels through you, group 3. There's no way to anchor all of that. When you have all of that mercurial, godlike energy, there's no way you're ever going to anchor it. All you can do is find like a happy medium where you're receiving a lot of downloads, growing and expanding at a rapid pace, but you still have things that remind you of your human, self. So it could be grounding with the earth once a week, putting your feet in dirt, reading a book, having a picnic, or it can be, something else that is like your practice for yourself. Like every Sunday I do self-care, whatever it is. We have the 6 of Cups, another card of, the universe giving to you. Another card, honestly, a card of past lovers coming back often. That may be something you've experienced. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So there's an energy of when ex-lovers come back, you're genuinely not interested. Whereas when they talk to you, you may have seemed a bit like crazy or obsessed. You may have like an obsessive personality or something like that. But it genuinely shocks people how quickly they lose your love. They never, ever feel like they would lose it because of how deeply you love and how committed you are when you're committed. But when you're done, you're done. You're done. You're done. We have the Temperance card in reverse and the Knight of Wands in reverse. So again, especially with that Knight of Wands energy, also all of the Wands cards that you got were in reverse. Queen of Wands, 10 of Wands, and the Knight of Wands in reverse, which isn't a bad thing. Reversals aren't always bad. But Knight of Wands in reverse with the Queen of Wands in reverse, you really want to go beyond the trauma aspect of, okay, going deeper is not just about doing shadow work. It's like, okay, but like, what do I like and what do I respond well to? And how can I fill my life with things that make me happy? That's what going deeper is about. How can I be more authentic in my own life and to myself? It's not always about re-traumatizing yourself, constantly doing shadow work. So be mindful of that. But we have the Devil card at the bottom of the deck, okay? So there's the shadow aspect to you. You're the person, you're F around and find out personified. You really are. Because you may have like a whole spiritual transformation that you've gone through, but it's like the demon is still there. Don't mess with me. I love you guys. I'm giving you a 10 out of 10, group 3. The only pile that got that today. The only pile who will probably ever get that. But yeah, that's what I got for you. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you'd like a private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. But other than that, I love you and I'll see you soon. All right, if you chose group 4 with the pink crystal, this is your reading. We're going to be using the Crystal Visions Tarot. Oh my God, as we cut the deck, we got the Tower and the Lovers. What kind of combination? Group 4, your energy is already very intense. You could be a lover, the perfect partner, so warm, so welcoming. Also, listen, a freak, okay? But then we got the Tower. So there's this intensity and almost this forbidden nature of you, this dark psychology aspect of you. Spirit, this is for group 4. Group 4 with the pink stone. I did not expect that out of the pink stone. What is going on today? Spirit, show me group 4. What makes them attractive? How attractive are they? Show me who this is. So we got water and Leo going again with the duality of this water, emotional, feminine energy type of aspect where it's very receptive, very responsive as well. Can feel everything and also can resonate with anyone, can find a space of common ground with anyone, can support anyone. But also Leo, this aspect of I want to be seen, I want to be appreciated, I want to embody what I have inside, I want to express my creativity. You guys could have been in plays, you could have been into singing, dancing, some sort of performance, you could have put in a lot of effort into your outfits or physical appearance, you could have dyed your hair a lot as a kid, you could even have a lot of tattoos or a lot of piercings, you may have a non-conventional, very attractive hairstyle, like maybe you have faux locks. Or maybe you have braids down to your butt. Something about you is unconventional, very attractive. You have this alien-esque type beauty as well, I'm seeing. Ooh, we have Capricorn. So you guys are getting like this 4 element energy. All we need is air to finish the 4 corners. But you have this energy of I can be Capricorn, I could be a hard worker, I can provide for my family, I can provide for myself, I can be alone, I can entertain myself, I know who I am. But you also have this I love to be admired energy. And then we just got Venus that came out. Oh, I didn't even see Saturn was underneath Venus. Oh my God, you guys literally have it all. You have a little bit of everything. And this is the Saturnian energy we were getting before with the Tower a little bit. That would be more Plutonian, but still this element of like karma comes with you. You may have been put in a lot of people's lives to be their karma in the past, even like non-romantically in work situations. You could be your parents' karma. Your mom could be a stone cold manipulator, and then here you are coming in the family. It was all good. Everybody was bowing down to her until you came along. You may be the truth speaker in your family, or the person that will go toe-to-toe with your dad. You know, the person who will call people out, the person who disrupts, you know, the order in the family. And also in school, you may have been very disruptive. This could be in a class clown kind of way, but I feel like it was more likely in a challenging kind of way where it's like, shout out to your history teacher because you may have put them through it. Like you may be the person that's like calling them out on the facts or what's being taught. You may be an advocate for other people as well. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys were in politics or if you felt called to go into politics at a certain point. But yeah, there's an energy of advocacy, like you guys are on the front lines at the marches, like really going in. Or again, in the workplace, like you will vouch for people. Like if your manager tries to do someone dirty, just because it's not you, you're still going to say something like, no, you didn't give us what we needed, so it's not fair for you to fire that person. And people are looking at you like, I cannot believe you're saying something right now. I can't believe you're standing up to the manager. But you are very much so about right and wrong. Very much so, like if it does not resonate, it does not get past you, and you call things out. So you may have even experienced like in friendships where people think that, oh, we're all on the same page, we all think alike, and then they start saying something like really nasty, or they start showing their true character, like when you're alone with them and all of a sudden they're talking all this crap about like their best friend that they just introduced you to, and you'll call them out on that. It's not like, oh, I'm just going to talk trash with you. It's like, no, you're fake, and you'll tell them to their face. You guys are the truth teller. You guys are the exposer. And we got Venus here, so you look good while you do it, or you do it in a way that's very either classy and tasteful or like very attractive. It could be your rebellious nature. You don't lean into like certain societal standards, even if they benefit you. So like, people may try to put you on a pedestal and you'll knock them off immediately. Like you may not like self-deprecation in other people. It may even be irritating for you or a trigger for you, because it's truly not about that. And, you know, it just may be something that you don't like. Like, you don't have to lift me up, you know, to make me feel better. Like, if you're going to compliment me on my outfit or something that I've tried, you know, to make an effort towards, then okay, yeah, cool, I'm going to take that. But if you're trying to lift me up, I don't even know, like on some weird martyr energy or to try to make me feel away, that's not going to make you feel positive because you know who you are. So you don't need people to drag themselves or drag other people to make you happy. You may have never been into that. You may be really against like mean girls, mean people in general, like people who are snaky, people who are fake, people who don't show up authentic. Now I'm tripping over words. People who don't show up authentically. That may be something that triggers you as well. Spirit, tell me more about group 4. Group 4 with the pink stone. Show me their energy. We got the pioneer, okay? So it's giving the first to do it, the best to do it, and I look good while doing it. We got the priest. Oh Lord. You guys, people may see you as their competition, and it's like there could never be competition because we are simply two different people. There is no competition. We're not in the same league. How could we compete when we're having two different life experiences? It could never be you against me. It's you against you, or you at the wall you're yelling at, because you're not yelling at me. We have the priest here, so unfortunately you may attract demons. You know, people may come to you when they need that exercise. So I really do feel like you do transmute people in that way, where it's like they come to you and they learn a harsh lesson. Like, again, going back to the manager, you know, you may have had trouble in the workplace and the manager may have got fired, or the block may start getting hot when you come around. It's like, okay, people got to sit up straight. People got to do right by you. And even family doesn't get a pass. I'm going to give you guys a solid 8 so far. A lot of well-rounded energy, but also I feel like you're a lot hotter than people will accept. I just saw 8:08 on the clock. Bro, you are in your power. There's an attractiveness about you that people won't accept, because then that would mean that they're attracted to something that they, you know, hate or dislike, because it's like, oh, you're calling me out on my and you're the person that's making me, you know, have to stand up and do right. People be so, ugh. Like, do you hear yourself? But yeah, people may be very offended by the fact that you make them come as the best version of yourself. It doesn't matter if it's your mom. If you're truly my mom, then why would you want your child to be manipulated by you? Like, if you're coming from that space where it's like, you know, well, this is your mother. Okay, that works on the other end. It works exactly flipped around. Like, as a mother, why would you want me to bend to your will and say yes to everything you're talking about if it goes against who I am, if it goes against my boundaries? So you guys are in your unapologetic era, or moving into your unapologetic era. You have a lot of personal power, but this is the kind of energy that they like in the past, like in history, that they like stoned. I forget exactly what her name is. I'm pretty sure Lady Gaga actually did like a redo of the scene, but I want to say, I don't even know where she comes from. I want to say there's this girl she was from China, but they stoned her. They basically stoned her for being hot. No, but if you know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments, or you can look that up. I want to say it was, no, I don't know what music video that was, but it's, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. Sorry. Was it Alejandro? Or was it Judas? I'm sorry. Anyways. We have the Alchemist. It says transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. We have the Pioneer and the Priest. Okay. You be exercising people. Also taking people from lead to gold within themselves. Taking people with, you know, no self-concept, no self-value to a 10 out of 10 mindset. Your friends win, your bestie wins, everybody around you wins. And because of that, you hold your energy to a high regard. You have to earn being here. You have to deserve to be here in your life. And that's just what it is. We got the Priest. It says facilitates spiritual commitments and serves as a channel of spiritual energy. So a lot of the things that you've experienced in Life Group 4 weren't at your own doing. It was honestly you being used as a spiritual channel, and that can get exhausting later in life. So make sure you're communicating with spirit and keeping your guides and your whole spiritual team on the up and up as far as what you're doing. If you're ready to stop that, lovers, if you're ready to stop learning all these lessons in relationships, or if you are ready for your lessons to be learned in other areas of your life, make sure you're communicating that, because you do get used for that a lot. And then we have the Pioneer. It says passion for doing and creating what has never been done before. So a lot of people probably copy you, unfortunately. Solid 8 so far. But I feel like conventionally, like, people may rate you low. You know how you see those videos like on Instagram and the Reels or TikTok, and people will be like, oh, what's this person? And they'll be like, that person's like a 4. And then they'll rate themselves like, oh, I'm a 9, I'm a 10, and be busted as all get out. People have that when it comes to you, that delusion where they oddly put themselves higher than you, or they rank you low specifically because of your power. They rank you low just because they don't like you or resonate with your energy, something like that. Like, I feel like people have always tried to play on your name, like when it comes to who you are and what value you add. Like, people may try to humble you even, or you know, embarrass you in more toxic environments, like with family, enmeshed families, where they feel like it's appropriate to say, oh, you're wearing this. That I just saw a video the other day, somebody posted it, and it's like my auntie at the function telling me I'm showing too much skin and that's why I'm not married. Like, people are bold. So if you come from like an enmeshed family that feels like it's appropriate to comment on your weight or what you look like or da-da-da-da-da, you may have experienced a lot of that. I see an energy of you turning over a new leaf, Group 4. Your energy feels like you would rather move and completely start over with no one. So you don't always have to feel guilty about just having boundaries, because it's like people know where you stand. You'll tell them straight up. You're a communicator. You'll say what it is with you, or you'll show them. And then they still try to press up against your boundaries. And then they wonder why, you know, you're not playing, why you're not participating, why you're not showing up. So I feel like once you get the opportunity, Group 4, you may end up never speaking to your family again. Not gonna lie, like never speaking to anyone that you currently know again. There's this deep rooted desire that you guys have to like grow and expand out of your current space. We have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, so perhaps it's just the money that's missing. I'm still sitting at 8 out of 10. I don't know what it is that I'm looking for, but I feel like it has more to do with this Venus energy. You love attention from time to time, but I don't see your creativity shining through. I see you overcoming things that you've been through and having the ability to start over, but I'm not seeing like, oh, I really have stepped into who I am and I'm authentically living for me. Once you get there, you're going to be a knockout. I'm telling you, 10 out of 10, indisputably. But right now, your energy feels more muted. It feels like you're not quite there yet. You still care, or there's still things or people that can get over on you, still things that you participate in that aren't authentic to you anymore. For someone, I just heard it's smoking. Maybe it's, you know, hookah, or if you do something like that. That could be what it is, but you may, you know, look back at your history like, how did I end up in the last couple of relationships? I met them at the hookah lounge. You know what? I gotta stay out of the hookah lounge. We got the Ten of Swords and the Page of Wands, so you always have the ability to start over, and you have started over again and again and again. But I feel like Spirit is calling for you to start over in a big way. It's like you may have realized where starting over will cause luck to come into your life or cause things to keep moving, but you've been using that knowledge to apply it to certain things that only give you minimal results, you know, not the things that Spirit's really calling you to. So like maybe you're like, okay, I'm going to completely change up my look, or I'm going to cut my hair, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to pull a Doja. Used to be pull a Britney, now it's pull a Doja, you know? It could be something like that where I'm going to completely start fresh, big chop energy, starting over. And then it's like, but Spirit called you to like move and to get into this space where you're moved away from your town. So it's like you chose to do something that you're comfortable with, but you haven't had the high level of results that you're wanting because you're applying this knowledge, what you know, to something that's in your comfort zone. Once you guys have that full embodiment moment, and I feel like you may be teetering when it comes to a villain arc right now, because then if you move into the new space, you then have to accept what you've been through and how other people have negatively affected you. You know, you have to address like the reason that you're moving or the reason why this didn't work out. So that's kind of like distracting you and making you want to, again, focus on the wrong things. Like, you know what, before I go, let me get revenge. But I feel like that's just going to create more karma. And I've also had someone try to get their lick back on me and literally fell in love with me before. So don't end up like my ex that started talking to me years later because in high school, listen, I don't know what they expected out of me at 16, but they didn't get what they wanted. And they spun the block just to try to be on some revenge. And then they fell in love again. Do not play yourself, okay, you guys? Like karma will collect, and we have Saturn working strongly in your energy, so anyone who crosses you, group 4, will get theirs. Trust that. Listen to what Spirit is telling you to do and move forward in that way, and you're going to be so powerful. We have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the Two of Swords in reverse, and the Seven of Cups in reverse. So I feel like you're kind of limited on options or what you can do at this time. And I feel like it's just a matter of starting to save. You know, show me your teeth. Let's pull out this grit. That's the energy I get from the universe. Three of Wands in reverse at the bottom of the deck, where it's like solely up to you now. Use all of this energy that you have as your fuel. All this Leo energy, all this Capricorn energy, all this Venusian energy, even Saturnian energy. Use that to your benefit to go all the way. I'm telling you, if you go all the way, you're easily a 10 out of 10. You got the Three of Wands in reverse that just came out. Wow, Queen of Wands and the Sun card. I'm telling you, there is a complete and utter total victory on the other end of this glow up that your soul, your mind, your body is calling out for. You may be seeing a lot of 333 or 111. You may have some activation with your rising sign, with your North Node. These times are portals of opportunities for you to quantum leap, for you to go way further than you are. And I just feel Three of Wands in reverse. Spirit is waiting for you to do it. Spirit may have given you an opportunity previously in your journey, and it may have been squandered on someone or something. We also have the Unknown card at the bottom of the deck. This is one of the few decks that add like an extra card. Some tarot decks do that. And we have the Unknown card that's at the bottom of the deck here. So I feel like what's keeping you held back, group 4, is just not getting like the confirmation from Spirit of what is on the other end exactly. You may be wanting Spirit to promise you like the promised land. And I feel like you will get the promised land, but there is a little bit of an element of struggling with control here from time to time. We have the flashover at the bottom of this card. It says it's all in your head. This is card number 11. So you may be struggling to get out of your own head, to see things as they really are, or, oop, it's focusing on her face, so it's brightening the whole thing. Or you may be assuming that things will be considerably worse than they will be. It's time to trust. Yeah, we have the doable card. At the bottom of this card, it says the key is within your grasp. I don't know why the camera wants to focus on stuff to make it brighten like this. But we have the doable card. It says the key is within your grasp. So Spirit is saying there is an opportunity now. You just need to leap for it, reach for it. And then we have the mosaic. It says let chance play its creative role in your life. So again, that element of control, trying to control things or wanting things to look a certain kind of way. Getting out of your own way will definitely make you a 10 out of 10, but you guys are still hot AF. Okay, I'm going to give you a solid 8. And that's what I got for you, group 4. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you'd like a private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. But that is what I got for you today. I'll talk to you soon.